After years of evaluating, and living with, dozens of different devices, Roku continues to consistently top our lists. From easy streaming, decking out a theater room, or even an all-in-one streaming TV, we've found the best Roku devices. In our guide to the best streaming devices, the Roku Ultra 4802R, 2022, topped all the other brands out there. The latest Ultra supports 4K and HDR video and Dolby Atmos sound. It also has an intuitive interface, a stellar voice remote, and supports every major streaming service. But that's not the only good Roku out there. Here are our favorite Roku devices. Number 1. Roku Ultra. Roku's current flagship is also the best bet for most people. It supports 4K/HDR, including Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos sound, and an impressive selection of streaming services, including Apple's own TV app. As time goes by, Roku's interface has started to incorporate more ads, mostly for its own Roku channel. While it's a nuisance, you can still easily navigate between Netflix, Hulu, Disney+, and more. The Roku Ultra's remote control continues to be the best around. It's the easiest to use, it has dedicated buttons to go straight to the services you probably use most, and programmable buttons you can point to other apps and functions. It also has volume and power buttons for your TV, so you may only need a single remote if you don't use cable. The remote also has a rechargeable battery and voice controls to carry out certain functions. And if you happen to lose the remote, a remote finder button on the device or app will make it play a sound so you can find it. Number 2. Roku Streaming Stick 4K. Roku's Streaming Stick 4K is a great beginning Roku player. This tiny device can hold its own in high definition, with 4K resolution at 60 frames per second, HDR and Dolby Vision support, and integration with Google Assistant, Amazon Alexa, and Apple Siri. It also supports Dolby Atmos sound with supported devices. The USB form factor can draw all the power it needs from the TV you plug it into, but if your TV doesn't support that, you can also use the included power cable. The, mostly, no-nonsense interface and fast streaming performance is comparable to the Ultra. Downsides are minimal, but the stick can't do wired internet or built-in storage. That means you're limited to your Wi-Fi speeds and you may need to re-download apps if you juggle a lot of services. Roku claims that the new stick is twice as fast, though we were unable to verify that. As always, Roku's remotes are efficient and thoughtfully designed. The Streaming Stick 4K's remote is no exception, but if you're willing to spend an extra $20 you can upgrade to the Voice Remote Pro we love so much in the Ultra, which adds the headphone jack, customizable buttons, a rechargeable battery, and the remote finder. Number 3. TCL 6 Series. The TCL 6 Series is our favorite Roku TV, as well as our best value pick for TVs overall. It offers a bright, colorful picture at an incredible price, and Roku is already integrated into the television, no separate purchase required. The TCL 6 Series, available in 55, 65, and 75-inch models, is a budget-friendly QLED TV that brings the benefits of quantum dot technology, namely better brightness and color production, to the masses. We were quite impressed with the TCL 6 Series contrast as well. The TV's relatively deep black levels are gorgeous in contrast to the bright colors it displays for HDR content. We also, obviously, love the TV's built-in Roku software. It's speedy, easy to use, and supports virtually every streaming service on the market. That said, you can't really offer a QLED TV in this price bracket without some concessions. Higher-end QLED TVs have a native refresh rate of 120 Hz, and you can tell the difference compared to the 60 Hz panel on offer here. Additionally, the 6 Series optimal viewing angle is quite limited. Number 4. Roku Premiere. The Roku Premiere has changed forms several times in the last few years. The current version serves as a slight step up from the entry-level Express. It's actually slightly lower end than the Roku Streaming Stick 4K, offering worse Wi-Fi connectivity and no Ethernet port. Unlike the higher-end models, the Premiere's remote requires line of sight for control, doesn't control TV volume or power, and doesn't include voice support, making it much more difficult to use the search function. You still get the great Roku experience, but since it's only slightly cheaper than the Streaming Stick 4K, we recommend spending the extra $10 or so for the better remote and faster Wi-Fi speed in most situations. That said, if you can't get the Streaming Stick Plus, the Premiere isn't a bad alternative. You're still getting the excellent Roku platform, and it still supports 4K, HDR, and Dolby Atmos sound with a compatible TV and audio system. Number 5. Roku Express. The very entry-level model in Roku's lineup is the Express, and it offers a bare-bones experience. Though you do get Roku's excellent, clicky remote, it does not support voice searching or wireless listening, and it doesn't have buttons to control your TV's power or volume. The platform is fully featured, so can access all the same streaming services, but the device maxes out at 1080p video. The box itself is quite small, so it's a nice option for a second bedroom, den, or kitchen TV where you just want streaming support and don't care about high-end options like 4K or HDR. Just note that, unlike some earlier models of the Roku Express line, this model requires an HDMI port to connect. It includes the cable, but it no longer supports the older RCA jack cables. For most people, it's worth the extra money to jump up to the streaming stick 4K, but if you're on a tight budget or just don't mind the missing features, this is a viable alternative.